How do I make him realize my worth? Whether you want your ex to miss you, want a man to want you, just want your boyfriend to miss you more, there are predictable ways to get him to miss you. If you're in a long-distance relationship, you're about to be apart from your man, or you would like a new man to chase you more, then this article is for you. First, you must understand the psychology behind how to make a man miss you. What makes you miss someone? It's absence of that person. Does this mean you cut him off to make him miss you? No, this is a misconception. Does this mean you give him space to make him miss you? There's half truth to that, but there is a lot more to this story. I'm going to reveal a little secret about men. Men can become even more emotionally attached to a woman than she can with him. And often, men will fall in love much faster as well. Surprised? If a woman knows the right emotional hot buttons to push and how to really make a man fall in love, emotionally in love that is, she triggers in him the start of a deep and inseparable bond to her. This bond becomes even stronger, and more urgent, when she's not with him, making him crave her incessantly even if she is miles away. Want to know how to make a man miss you like crazy? Here's how to do that using these ways. 1. Plant the seed before he leaves. It's important he associates an avalanche of positive, ecstasy-inducing feelings to you. Use the time you have together to create wonderful memories that he'll want to revisit when you're not there. 2. Have amazing hot, spontaneous sex. Men love to be surprised. Especially if it involves a lot of hands touching everywhere, tongue and lips all over, and steamy friction at erogenous zones on your body. You don't want to lay there like a starfish on this one. You need to take control and lead. So, one day when he comes over or you go over to his, attack him with a passion. Spend a good amount of time in foreplay, crash yourself into walls and furniture and fumble your way eventually to the bed, couch, kitchen counter, etc. 3. Talk about sex after you've had sex. Most people feel awkward bringing up their sexual preferences and critiquing one another on what could have been better. But here's where you need to be different. By being open and talking about sex, what you like, what you want to try, asking him the same, you open up a very intimate dialogue with your man. Men also take their sexual performance quite seriously, and if you're open to telling them what you like and want, next time, they will want to try harder to please you. 4. Compliment him a lot. Men love compliments. It appeals to their sensitive egos. It is in every man's deepest desire to be with a woman who admires him greatly. Complimenting him is how you show you admire him. Just make sure you're genuine. If he looks sexy in jeans, tell him. If he can make you laugh like no one else, let him know. If he can cook mean pancakes, gush about it and even post his creation all over social media. Where else would he get this much praise and attention? Only with you. 5. Nurture your own goals and passions. It's super important that you don't put all your energy and focus onto him. A man greatly admires a woman who has her own life and feels as passionate about it as she does about him. If you find you're spending 90 to 100% of your time with him, or thinking about him, or coming up with ways to impress him, stop. The best way to impress him is to have a life of your own. Spend at least 50% or more of your time focusing on important life and personal goals. Is it to graduate from university and land a great job? Is it to lose 20 pounds? Is it to increase profits on your business? Goal setting is such an important part of personal development and confidence building. If you want to be the most attractive and irresistible person to your man, and make him miss you like crazy when you're gone, you must do this. 6. Tell him the magic words. Go out and have fun. This one may seem counterintuitive, but it's such a powerful psychological tactic to get a man to miss you with every ounce of his being. Most women are scared their man will forget about them or be flirted with by other women. I've never gone down that line of thinking. The best way to make him miss you is tell him to go out and have fun without you. To pull this off, you must be confident. That's why you must do the steps above. You must inherently know you're a catch. Your man is lucky to have you, and it will be hard for him to find another woman like you. And then you confidently tell him, don't forget to go out and have fun. I don't want you to just stay at home all day like a loser. Ironically enough, when a man knows he can have his freedom while dating you, he'll fall in love with you more and not even want his freedom anymore. 7. If you can cook, cook his favorite meals. Most men are quite traditional when it comes to relationships. They prefer a woman who can cook. Now if you can't, that's okay too. A man who loves you will not care if you can't cook. He just needs to know you care about him. Food is one way a woman can show she cares for him. By the way, it's also not difficult to learn, but it's important you want to learn and you enjoy cooking. If it's just not your thing, there's nothing wrong with that. Focus on your strengths instead. When he becomes accustomed to eating your dishes, all you would need to do is send a photo of you cooking his favorite meal or just tell him what you're cooking, and he'll instantly miss you and wish he were with you. 8. Avoid text bombing. Text bombing is where you send text after text without waiting for the other person to respond. If your texting style is to send new texts in paragraphs, that's okay. But remember, if you want him to miss you, you should limit the amount of contact you make. Once again, this comes back down to confidence. If you're confident and secure in yourself, you will not feel the need to text all the time. If you're missing your man and want to connect, schedule a time to talk uninterrupted. Be understanding that he'll be busy, he'll have people to see and things to do. And more importantly, you do too, right? Keep yourself busy and the time will fly by fast. 9. Establish open transparency from the beginning. A lot of times women who feel insecure feel this way because they fail to establish rules and standards. I encourage every single woman to practice open transparency about your relationship from the get-go. That means both of you, out of respect, should always keep the other person informed as to where you are, who you're with and what you're doing. This information should be freely volunteered. The reason why this is about respect is that relationships must be built on trust and communication. When you withhold information from your partner, you're injecting doubt into the relationship. Doubt, uncertainty and lack of information will contribute to lowering trust. Note: if you're dating a man and he does not freely volunteer information about where he was, who he was with and what he was doing, do not take him seriously. He may have commitment issues. He may be dating multiple women. He may be running from the law. In either case, don't fall for a man who doesn't actively work on building trust with you. Another thing, if your man makes you feel guilty for wanting to know where he is and what he's doing, get out of that relationship. If a man has nothing to hide, he shouldn't have a problem with open transparency. 10. Don't sweat the small stuff. I see women stress themselves out over trivial things just to have something to complain about. For example, do you get upset if your man calls you 30 minutes late? Do you get upset when your man enjoys flirting with other women? Do you get upset if your man would rather go out with his friends than spend the evening talking to you? There is a fine line between incompatibility and being too demanding. Sometimes I think they're one and the same. If you find you're constantly annoyed with him, he's constantly breaking your rules, or making you feel disrespected, or upsetting you. Ask yourself, can you drop these things? Do they really matter? Especially if other areas of the relationship is solid. And if you can't, then this may be an incompatibility issue. Rather than trying to change him, it's better to walk away. No one wants to be with someone who wants to change them all the time. 11. Do spend time to bond. Relationships are like plants. You need to water them every now and then. You can't just withdraw from your man for weeks and then expect it to be the same or better than when you left. This is why I strongly advise against passive-aggressive behavior like giving the silent treatment or blocking or ignoring a man just to get attention. Teenagers and immature adults do this because they don't know any better. If you want your relationship to thrive instead of die, never play this game. Instead, schedule time every now and then to give each other undivided attention. That means block out a chunk of time where you'll just focus on one another. Talk deep and meaningful, discuss relationship issues or concerns, joke around and play games on the phone. Do whatever you need to do to re-establish that bond. If your man isn't making time for you, be firm and let him know why your relationship needs it. If he doesn't take this part seriously, you don't have a relationship.